Now we are going to cover the goods issue and the goods receipt of a purchase order. So since we have been discussing about stock transport order, first the goods issue needs to be done from the supplying plant, and then it needs to be done to the receiving plant. So here is the first thing. This transaction code is important. There used to be a transaction MB01 that has gone away from in S/4HANA. So I would personally recommend all the receiving people who's doing goods issue, goods receipt, or whatever, you need to use MIGO. Okay, so MIGO is the transaction code that is being used. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you select goods issue, purchase order, and then you put the purchase order number. Okay, so the purchase order number that we want to do goods issue is this one. So if you see, there is 13 quantities. Okay, now here I can put the 13 quantities, and do I need to do unloading plant? And I'll just select item. Okay, and I'll just select stock transfer item. Okay, and I'll just select save. So once I do the post, okay, I need to give the storage location. Okay, so let's see the storage location. Where is the storage location in this case? Is here. Okay, so here I'll select the storage location. So let's say I'll just put finished goods. Let's see, and I'll post. So once I posted, if you see, this is the material document that got created. Okay, now let's go to the PO. That let's see whether it has reflected. Okay, so here is the PO that I created, 33. And if you notice, if I go to the item details, and there is a purchase order history that got selected, and this is the movement type. So if you notice, if I click on this material document, it will take me to the document that has got created. This is goods issue that we just created. Okay, now I can do the goods receipt of this. So the goods at this point, the goods has been issued from the originating plant, and now I'm going to do a goods receipt. So the first thing, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to MIGO. Okay, so I'm receiving the goods from plant A to plant B. So now I'm going to do goods receipt. Okay, once I do goods receipt, and if you see, I'm putting the purchase order number, and here I want to receive less. Okay, so I'll receive 6, suppose. Okay, instead. Okay, and I'll put item. Okay, and probably I need to give a storage location. Okay, the storage location is finished goods, and we'll try post. Okay, so if you see, now I have, so here if you notice, the number range is different, and I did a partial receipt, so I didn't do the full goods receipt. So before I received 13, and here I have received only 6. So let's see the purchase order. It should needs to be getting reflected here. So if you notice, if I'm going to the item details, voila, so here it's it. So if you notice this, so these are different movement type. So you see here I did a 6 quantity of goods receipt to my receiving plant B, and so this covers everything about goods receipt. Goods receipt is an important thing, especially for stock transport order, and most of the POs ideally should have a three-way match, and their goods receipt comes. Now there can be cases where you have a framework PO, which is a blanket order, and like sometimes you have service entry sheet creates also goods receipt. So that's another different thing. So this covers everything about goods receipt. Now, again, we can also cover the place where we are going to reverse the goods receipt. So let's cover that portion also. So I'm doing goods receipt, and I'll do a material document. Okay, and I can put this material document, and I'll do execute. Let's see, doesn't recommend. So let's see. I think I can do a release, remove from return delivery. Okay, let's see. This is return release. Yeah, let's do return delivery. So let's do this. And here, if you see, suppose I did a goods receipt and I didn't like the goods, so what I can do, I just change the material document. And if you notice, here's the quantity, so I didn't like it. I want to post, I want to return it back. So here I have to flag it okay because I'm returning back. So suppose I needed 13, I got 6. Now I have figured out, okay, I only need 3. So let me return it back. So if I notice here again, I did a reverse goods receipt. Okay, so that's like the goods return. So once you see, now if I go to the item details, this one is 102, and if you see there's a -3. So next time if I want to do a goods receipt, let's see how much I can do a goods receipt now. So I did the return delivery. Now ideally I should be having 9. So let's see whether it's correct or not. So if I see, if I do, so quantities and see. So ideally we should have 10, and that's it. So 13 -3. Okay, that's 10. So that's why I can do 13 goods receipt. So this covers the goods receipt portion. So what we did is we did a goods issue from the originating plant. We received it, partially received in the receiving plant, and then I did a reverse goods receipt where I want, instead of using 6, I want to use only 3, and the rest I'm giving to plant A. So it became 10 in plant A. So this is related with goods receipt.